Our present economic dire straits is a direct outcome of their poor economic policy choices and wasteful expenditure. Governments since the Fourth Republic have all invested in digital infrastructure in order to modernize our economy. In my time as president, we laid some of the most extensive kilometers of fiber optic cable in this country. And we further provided 4G LTE wireless broadband in order to bring all parts of our country into the new digital revolution. Through these investments, we have created the opportunity for Ghanaians to enjoy the ease of electronic transactions. Indeed, Ghanaians have taken to the ease of electronic transactions very well. Mobile money payments are used for remittances to parents in the villages. They are used in the markets and supermarkets to pay for groceries. They are used by market women and other traders to replenish their stock, and they are used at filling stations to pay for fuel and services rendered. Internet and electronic banking has made it easier to move money from account to account without the use of checks or cash transfers. This is a positive development for our economy and represents the fastest means of shrinking the informal economy and bringing us all into the formal one. Unfortunately, in the face of this self-inflicted economic catastrophe, this government, against all sound advice, has decided to introduce the E-Levy, a regressive tax that heaps more suffering on Ghanaians. Recently, our president was asked in a BBC interview why he was choosing to tax the incomes of Ghanaians in their electronic wallets that had already been taxed. The president's answer was that it is the newest and fastest growing sector of our economy that is not being taxed. It is the newest and fastest growing sector of our economy that is not being taxed. Clearly, either the president did not understand the question, or he is clueless about the regressive nature of the E-Levy. Let's take, for example, a worker gets paid in his electronic wallet. His pay as you earn tax has been deducted already. For every transfer or purchase above 100 cedis he makes on his e-wallet, he has to pay an additional 1.5% multiple times anytime he uses his mobile money payment. It will now be tempting for such a person to draw cash from his e-wallet and make those payments for his groceries, his fuel, entertainment, utility bills, all with cash, because then he will avoid paying 1.5% on every payment he makes. The collection of the E-Levy began yesterday, and like a slap in the face, it began on May Day, when we are supposed to be celebrating workers. We are celebrating a new tax imposed on them. And already there's a litany of complaints about the implementation. I've heard complaints of transfers of under 100 cedis being subject to tax contrary to the law. And I've heard others say that they sent 1,000 cedis and paid no additional tax. Clearly, the Ghana Revenue Authority and those responsible for this tax were not ready for its implementation. Government's desperation to tax Ghanaians to get this nation out of the hellhole it has dumped us will not succeed, because government's own budget proposals show that the E-Levy will not make any significant contribution in resolving our problems, but will exert an adverse toll on the people of Ghana. We in the NDC do not oppose taxation as a principle. We will not be pretentious and couch fanciful slogans to condemn the principle of taxation like the MPP did in the past. We are, however, implacably opposed to distortionary and burdensome taxes like the E-Levy that only force Ghanaians to endure more suffering. A new National Democratic Congress government, God willing, and with the votes of the sovereign people of Ghana in 2025, will repeal the E-Levy Act.